Hello everyone, welcome to Presentation Experts. So today I am here with a new presentation topic, that is OSI model, Open System Interconnection. So before starting, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for all new latest updates. So today we'll see about its introduction, OSI model, types of layers and conclusion. So OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It was developed by International Organization of Standardization in the year of 1984. So it consists of 7 layers in which all the 7 layers work collaboratively to transmit the data from one computer system to another computer system. So what is OSI model? So OSI model is a reference model that describes how information from a software application in the one computer moves from a physical medium to software application in another computer. So OSI model describes that how the information flows from one system to another system after going through all the layers. So it is a set of protocols that allows any two different systems to communicate regardless of their underlying architectures. It consists of 7 layers. Each layer performs a particular network function. OSI model divides the whole task into 7 layers, 7 smaller and manageable tasks. Each layer is assigned a particular task. Now this is a OSI model from physical layer, which is the first layer of the OSI model, then data link layer, then network layer, then transport layer, then session layer, then presentation layer and application layer. This is the topmost layer of the OSI model through which user interacts. Now we'll see physical layer. So the main functionality of physical layer is to transmit the individual bits from one node to another node. When receiving data, this layer will get the signal received and convert it into 0 and 1s and send them to the data link layer, which will put the frame back together. So it is the lowest layer of the OSI model, establishes, maintains and deactivates the physical connection. So it gets the data from data link layer and all these bits are being converted, and then these bits are transmitted using a transmission medium, and all these processed layers are then get back to data link layer. So this was the diagrammatic representation of physical layer. Now we'll see the functions of physical layer. So bit synchronization is the main function of physical layer. Then line configuration, how to connect two or more devices together. Next is bit rate control, control the number of bits per second. Next is data transmission, transmission of the data, in which mode it is to be transmitted. Next is topology, it defines the way how network devices are arranged. Last is signals, it determines the type of signal used for transmitting the information. So all these are the functions of physical layer. And second type of layer is data link layer. The data link layer helps to deliver the message from one node to another node, and it helps to deliver an error-free message. When a packet arrives in the network, it is the responsibility of the data link layer to transmit it to the host using its MAC address. So it transmits the data to the particular MAC address. Data link layer is further divided into two layers. First is logical link layer. So logical link layer is responsible for transferring the packets to the network layer of the receiver that is receiving. It provides the address of the network layer protocol from the header. It also provides flow control. Second layer is media access layer. The media access layer is a link between the logical link control layer and the network physical layer. It is used for transferring the packets over the network. So this is the diagrammatic representation of data link layer. The data is being came from network layer. All these data is processed in frames, and after going through physical layer, the data is get back to the network layer. The function of data link layer are framing up of data, physical addressing the data to from which and to which it's to be transmitted, flow control, controlling the flow of the data, and error control to control the error. If there is any error in the system, it helps to control the error, and access control, accessibility. It provides the accessibility to particular address through which it is schemed. So these were the functions of data link layer. Now we'll see network layer. Network layer is responsible for the delivery of packets from the original source to the final destination. It also takes care of packet routing, that is, selection of the shortest path to transmit the packet from the number of routes available. The sender's IP and the receiver's IP address are placed in the header by the network layer. The protocol used to route the network traffic are known as network layer protocol. So data came from transport layer are being converted into packets, and these packets are transmitted to further layers, and from these further layer packets are then get back to transport layer again after selecting the shortest path from all the paths given. The functions of network layer are internet working, and internet working is the main responsibility of the network layer. It provides a logical connection between the different devices. Next is addressing. A network layer adds the source and the destination address to the header of the frame. Addressing is used for identify the device on the internet. Routing. Routing is a major component of the network layer, and it determines the best optimal path out of the multiple paths from the source to the destination. Next is packetizing. A network layer receives the packets from the upper layer and it converts them into packets. This process is known as packetizing. It is achieved by Internet Protocol IP. So these were the functions of network layer. Now we'll see transport layer. So the data in the transport layer is referred to as segments. It is responsible for end-to-end delivery of the complete message. The transport layer also provides the acknowledgement of the successful data transmission and retransmit the data if an error is found. So two protocols used in transport layer are TCP and UDP. Transmission control protocol. Transmission control protocol that allows the system to communicate over internet. It establishes and maintains a connection between hosts. When the data is sent over the TCP connection, and the TCP protocol divides the data into smaller units known as segments. Each segment travels over the internet using multiple routes, and they arrive in the different orders at the destination. The transmission control protocol reorders the packets in the correct order at the receiving end. So transport layer helps in segmenting and organizing the packets and rearranging the packets in the particular order. Next is UDP, User Datagram Protocol. So it is an unreliable transport protocol, as in this case, the receiver doesn't send any acknowledgement when the packet is received, so the sender does not wait for the acknowledgement. Therefore, it is known as unreliable protocol. So UDP helps in providing the acknowledgement from the receiver's end without the interference of receiver. This is the diagrammatic representation of transport layer. Data is scanned from transport session layer, and segmentation and reordering is done in the transport layer. Then after going from further layers, the data is get back to session layer again. So the functions of transport layer are port addressing, addressing the port from which port it is scanned, like port 80, port 21, port 79, from which port it has came. Next is segmentation and reassembly. Segmenting means dividing the data and then reordering the data in a particular order. Next is connection control, controlling the connection of the data of the network. It controls the connection, flow control after arranging the data, and error control. If there is any error, it helps to retransmit the data from where the error is being occurred. The next type of layer is session layer. Session layer is responsible for establishment of connection, maintenance of session and authentication, and also ensures security. The function of session layer are dialog control and synchronization. So session layer helps in security from both the ends. So function of session layer are dialog control. So dialog control means the session layer acts as a dialog controller that creates a dialogue between two processes, or we can say that it allows the communication between two processes which can be either half duplex or full duplex. So it creates a dialogue between the user and the host and helps to secure the task by encrypting the data from end to end. Next is synchronization. So session layers add some checkpoints when transmitting the data in a sequence. If some error occurs in the middle of the transmission of the data, then the transmission will take place again from the checkpoint. So session layer also helps in creating the checkpoints. If there is any error in the system, so it will restart from where the last checkpoint was there. So this also helps in recovery of the data. The diagrammatic representation of session layer is the data is came from presentation layer. The data has been synchronized and sent after going through further layers. The data is get back to presentation layer again. So this is the process of session layer, synchronizing of data. The next type of layer is presentation layer. Presentation layer is also known as translation layer. This layer is mainly concerned with the syntax and semantics of the information exchanged between two systems. It converts the data from one presentation format to another format. So coding part is done in presentation layer. So data came from application layer is being encoded, encrypted, and compressed data will be there. So all this data is being processed, and after going through further layers, the data is being the decoded, decrypted, and decompressed data is then sent to application layer. This is the process of presentation layer. Now we'll see the functions of presentation layer. So presentation layer functions are translation, translating the data in one coding format to another format. Next is encryption, maintaining the privacy and decrypting the data. This is the main function of presentation layer. Last is compression. It reduces the number of bits to be transmitted. Data compression is very important in multimedia such as text, audio, video files, documents, etc. So these were the functions of presentation layers. Now we'll see application layer. Application layer is a last layer of OSI model through which the user interacts. So an application layer serves as a window for users and application processes to access network services. It handles issues such as network transparency, resource allocation. This layer provides the network services to the end user. The examples of application, like there are certain applications which connect to internet, application softwares, browsers, messengers, etc. There are many softwares like which we connect to internet. The function of application layer are network virtual terminal, connecting to the network terminal, Next is file transfer access management, accessing the file and managing the file, helping in mail services, connecting to the particular port number and particular services, directory services, maintaining the directory of the files and documents. So all these are the functions of application layer. And this is the diagrammatic representation of application layer. The user interacts with the application layer, and after going through all the processes, data is being sent to other further layers. After going from further layers, the data is get back from all the layers, and after going from application layer, the user gets the output. This is how whole OSI model works, and this is how application layer works. So this was the part of application layer. Now we'll see whole functioning of OSI model from application process. After going through, after sending data from application layer, whole data is being processed by each layer, and the data transmission is done. And after getting the data from processed data from all the layers, the data is being sent to user. So this was the OSI model, fully completed OSI model after processing the data. So that's all for today. Thank you, and please like, share and subscribe our channel, and do comment on videos, and also press the bell icon for all new latest updates. Thank you.